Should we play a game?
What animal is living inside it?
What? Hi, guys.
Well, hi there.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Haven't been to the gym today, but we'll go tomorrow.
Oh, very good. Well, we've got a fun little story about the gym.
Yeah, really excited to hear it.
Do you know much about it, Ernestus?
I'm what?
Much about the gym story that we have coming up?
No, I'm here to listen it from you.
Well, I'll set the scene. Imagine finding an open database on the internet, right, that contains images of you and some of your personal information. Already a bit weird, right? Well, now imagine that a gym had uploaded this information to a database that isn't password protected. Bit weird, no?
Sounds like a little security issue.
A little security
Little
issue.
big.
Little big security.
What the data would be in there?
Well, it's actually 500,000 images of gym members, their personal information like passports, credit card information, and pictures of random children.
Ooh.
Which I can't understand. I'm completely bamboozled by this story.
So this is the gym that operates in the UK, right?
In Northern Ireland, Northern England rather, and Wales specifically.
I also read that it has 100,000 members, but then approximately like 500,000 of people are exposed. So how can that be? Is it former gym members, or are there so many pictures of their kids?
Yeah, I have no idea, because I don't understand how 500,000 or roughly 500,000 images can be out there. But yeah, then there's only 100,000 people. The gym's called Total Fitness, by the way. It has approximately 100,000 members and roughly 600 employees. So maybe there were former employees' information that was leaked as well alongside members. But the kind of stuff that was leaked was crazy. There was whole kind of profiles of people. So names, home addresses, telephone numbers, user IDs, and pictures of the people.
Yes.
Why does the gym require your ID pictures or your pictures?
Because Total Fitness basically said something that I think is nonsense. That they said they need to have this kind of information to verify you as a member, so that nobody tries to come into the gym like pretending to be you, basically. So nobody, like, say your friends are like, oh, can I use your gym membership? They think that the foolproof way of avoiding that is by getting a picture of you so they can identify whether or not you're in the gym.
Couldn't they issue cards or
biometrics? Maybe, like, I know in
fingerprints?
Yeah,
scanner?
exactly. In this country, you have to scan your thumb or your finger.
Even then, I'm worried too much that I'm exposing too much of information.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, now I'm going to the gym where you have just bracelets. So there's like electronic chip, and that's it, And they kind of trust me that I wouldn't give my, bracelet to random people. And I'm not doing that, because if I pay a lot of bucks, for gym membership, I am kind of, using it. So that's funny. And, from what I understand, people would also bring their kids to the gym. I don't know, maybe just to hang there, because I know that in my gym, some parents who have no place where to leave their kids, they would also bring them along, and that's fine. But why are the pictures of the kids also on that database? I don't get that. And Fowler, the security researcher who discovered that database online, not password protected, as you mentioned, but I think we need to emphasize that time and time again. Parents uploaded those pictures of their kids by themselves, right? That's what it said. So I really, really don't get it, why that was done. Why would you do that?
No, it's very weird. Like, I kind of thought that maybe it would be something like how you, like on Google, you have like businesses or whatever, and you have like images of, like, say, a restaurant, and you upload like an image of your food or something to kind of say like, oh, this is a good place, like, come and, that's the only reason why I would imagine that kids' pictures are
You
up
think
there.
they're committed to collect all those before pictures?
Yes, of the children getting, oh, yes.
Yeah, so you can later compare yourself to other kids. And
Start them off young, yeah, to be fair. But also what I found really interesting was that Total Fitness basically said that the images of people was only like a small subset of the whole database. But Fowler, the guy who found the database online, said around 97% of it was images of people and personally identifiable information.
So there were nearly 50 gigabytes in the database. The good thing is, that we didn't learn about it from some dark web forum. Essentially, security researchers are there to discover those databases and then report the company that's leaking data, right? So it's been closed now. However, we don't know for how many months or weeks or years it's been online, not password protected, and we know that it's really easy, for threat actors to discover such databases. I think it's just a matter of seconds with all the automation out there. Also, what Fowler did for research purposes, he tried to do some reverse image search on Google and elsewhere, and by having those pictures of those people, it's really easy to find more personal data about them online and then match the contents of the database with some more data, and essentially with all that data you could just steal someone's identity. And you have the address, you have bank details, faces of their pictures, and who knows what else. So that's kind of terrifying.
Yeah,
maybe attackers did not touch the data because those pictures were really intimidating.
they were too muscular.
But I think they were just pictures of the faces, like profiles or...
Yeah,
right?
I think so. I think it was just, I don't think, it wasn't like body pictures or anything like that, like progress pictures, I guess. I think it was just, images of them for the purpose of identifying them.
Yeah.
But what I found interesting was that he found like an OnlyFans member by doing this like reverse whatever imaging thing. So he found like an OnlyFans account, by running this image and this information through AI. I'm just okay. OnlyFans models are working out in Total Fitness in the UK. That's great, but
good for marketing purposes then, maybe.
Yeah.
Good for followers if you need free content.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to maybe a more exciting story?
Yeah, back at it again with a Cybertruck story. My favorites of the week. So what I dub to be cyber freaks of the internet, basically people who are obsessed with their Cybertrucks because I guess they've invested loads of money in it. These TikTokers have taken to the platform to basically test the new Frunk updates. If you don't know what a Frunk is, it's a front trunk, which means just that the trunk is at the front.
Not many cars have that.
No.
So I also Googled that term once I first saw Frunk written somewhere. Like it's like a trunk, but not...
Well, most electric cars have it.
I think, a lot of like the recent ones do, but I don't think not normal cars have Frunks.
No, you have engine in there usually.
Yeah, exactly. But this kind of phenomena of like basically trapping your fingers in the frunk started with this guy called Joe Fay, a YouTuber who exclusively, very annoyingly, only uploads YouTube shorts about his Cybertruck. Loser. And he was testing his frunk to see, such a good word, to see whether it would break his finger. Or maybe not, he didn't intend to, but at the end of the video, when he trapped his finger in the frunk, he claimed it to be broken. So this started a whole load of other Cybertruck fellows to get on the internet and basically try it out with lots of different instruments.
But I think it also caused one good thing, and Tesla issued a software update so that the Frunk could kind of sense that there's an obstacle, just like elevator doors. They wouldn't trap you if they sense that there's someone passing.
Yeah. I think it's dubbed people have dubbed it pinch prevention. So I guess it detects basically, when certain things are in the frunk.
But again, most of the cars, they don't have, that feature. They don't prevent you from breaking your fingers, but yet you don't see people, going around with broken limbs.
Yeah, or it's like trying to slam their fingers in frunks.
Why do they keep trying to put their fingers in that cyber machine?
It's just, I have no idea. I don't know. I think they just want to prove a point that they're
Why not use some other object like a pencil?
Well, some gears, some steel. Let's put a finger in there.
Well, because I guess what do you use your trunk for? Like storing things, like say you're shopping or whatever, and then maybe you just leave like a finger on or like a hand on the corner, and then
don't try to justify them. I don't think that happens that often.
No, I know, and I think these people like drew the short straw when they bought this like glorified Cybertruck thing, because I don't know, I just think they're completely useless. But this guy on TikTok, Jeremy Judkins, another cyber freak, tested some fruits and vegetables out on his little frunk. He's going around with bananas, carrots, eggplants.
Some kind of fetish now.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I thought about that when he placed eggplant to test the frunk.
Yeah,
that gave me some ideas.
Yeah, it's like, what are you planning on putting in that frunk, sir? What do you intend to do with that?
Well, you only have 10 tries with fingers, so probably that explains.
Yeah, probably. But he basically tried it pre-update, which like snaps cucumbers, bananas, and carrots in half. And then he tried it post-update, and God, was it amazing. The front could detect the banana, and it still cut off the end of a carrot, which people basically said was equivalent to a finger. And yeah.
Can't make a salad?
Theoretically, yeah, it can make a salad.
So it's a new function like Tesla has.
If you're out in the wild and you don't have a chopping board, or you're going camping or something, you just put a little vegetable in there, chop, 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 and you're done.
Great invention. Thank you, Elon.
Yeah, thank you. Revolutionizing.
I think his conclusion was that you still are not supposed to put things that are too little. I don't know what too little means, but
Little children's fingers are a no-go.
Little eggplants also no-go.
Yeah,
well, that's a discrimination.
Alrighty then. Mouse jigglers. The Wells Fargo fires layabouts is our next story of the week. Have you ever thought about your bosses spying on you?
All the time.
But usually, I, being your boss, just breathe over your shoulder,
Yeah, that's, I think, a far more ethical...
That's analog way of, putting pressure.
Well, so it's something that many people nowadays need to think about, because I was actually amazed by this at like the erosion of trust between employees and employers when it comes to these kind of really, really big corporate jobs, and that businesses are now kind of employing software that monitors your productivity, which I just think is so wild.
I think it's nothing new, too. Maybe we are talking about it now because of two things. So Wells Fargo, a huge bank, fired some of the employees after discovering they actually use some sort of, maybe it was
mouse jigglers.
There were
and
mouse jigglers.
Keyboard, custom keyboards that basically make you seem like you're constantly typing.
So that's why it made a fuss. Also with the release of recall feature, there are now more fears that it's going to be way easier for your boss to spy on you, with, let's say, your computer taking a screenshot every second or even more often, right?
Yeah.
So what is a mouse jiggler?
I think it's just a piece of software or like a third part. Often like you can buy them like separately, I think, so that you can buy it so that you plug it into your device or whatever instead of having it as a third-party app or whatever. But yeah, it basically just jiggles your mouse around to make you look as if you're doing, you're active on the computer. And the same with custom keyboards. It just makes it look like you're typing for ages.
That says something about how motivated your people are about the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that shouldn't be on employees. I mean, if you don't notice that someone isn't doing their job for like weeks and weeks, and you are trying to define them doing their job just by mouse clicks or like keyboard moves, so, what's the point? Why do you need that employee anyways, probably, right?
Well, yeah, but also I think it's like the relationship between like your employer and employee shouldn't be like, I don't know, predicated on just how much work you do. Like, obviously that's important, but like Wells Fargo said that it holds employees to the highest standards and does not tolerate unethical behavior.
I find it fascinating, this statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you track every mouse movement and keystroke, but
we're unethical.
Yeah,
it's wild.
But one thing is to, track movements. I know that some companies, especially if they are bigger, and the bigger you get, the more tracking there is, because, there are some positions that you just don't trust. Maybe they are juniors or remote workers, and they might actually, and sometimes they do have side jobs,
Yeah.
and that's why they do it. But, some bosses, they actually can even and do turn on your camera to see if you are actually sitting in front of your computer. So that's incredibly invasive if you are working from your home environment, right? Because usually you put the request that you are going to work from home, you need to put your address there for security reasons. Isn't that enough? Just if you don't trust me, then let's talk. But what about this tracking and surveillance? It's crazy.
I do enjoy the term bossware.
I don't even think that would be legal in Europe, where the privacy is much more protected. Like, why would you need the personal pictures or mouse movement? What does that tell about the productivity of that worker?
I think what it tells me is that managers are, not professionals, and they don't know about the work that their subordinates are doing. Because, for example, I know what you guys are doing. I don't need to track your mouse clicks. I don't know. I know how let's say the approximate of how much time it takes to write one or another article. So it's kind of, you can see at the end of the day or a week or month, okay, so this person has been productive, another one hasn't been, but then I know, that, okay, maybe there's been some issues or days off and whatnot. I think the only way and occasion when you need to track someone, surveil someone is when you don't know what they do.
Up to some managers to decide. It's a company-wide decision to track all the employees, probably, no?
Surely. I imagine, it's not just an independent decision from one department to another. It must be across the board.
But you still, why would you need to do that? Because the productivity is low. How you measure that is still down to individual departments to see. Well, if you track employees in that way, it means that you have too much workforce, because you can't see results and you can't judge by results, and then you're gonna judge by mouse clicks to decide whether that person was working. So if that person was working, so is there, maybe there should be some work done in the end, like a code written, an article written, like something clean, whatever. Like there should be a result of
product,
work.
Yeah, what about setting goals and measuring those?
Yeah, like traditional KPIs. Weekly KPIs. Why would I need to track your mouse clicks if I see no articles at the end of the day?
It's crazy.
Or if you're a developer and kind of working on a hard problem, you probably will not type much, but you need a single line of code.
Well, get a mouse jiggler and keyboard, and you'll get to type more and click more. Actually, there's a solution to your bosses not being able to say whether you use a mouse jiggler. And I think you just need to plug it into external socket and not into your device. If it's not connected to your device, no one can say, except if you are maybe using it at work in the office environment. So yes,
then it will be stupid. Yes,
clearly visible. But at home, if you plug it into an external socket, no one will be able to tell that you are using one.
Yeah. But
how many keystrokes did you make this month?
Oh, I don't know.
Tippity type.
Tippity type. But I think like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, is this a case of like Wells Fargo have monitored or surveilled their employees first, and then people have retaliated by adding these kind of softwares into their daily routine, or is it the other way around? Did the staff are they taking advantage and then the business is now tracking?
Well, I really know a few people who have worked in like huge corporations, and they know for sure that they do engage in, having other activities, aside from their main job. But usually in corporations, sometimes it's very hard to get stuff done because you are waiting for approvals. And, while you wait, to get some, tools, accesses, approvals, days and weeks might pass, and meanwhile you don't really have anything to do. So to sit and stare at the computer would be just stupid. So I really know at least 3 people who used to have or may still have a side job.
And did they use mouse jigglers?
No, I don't.
Well, yeah, how would you
just need to appear busy?
Yeah, just
talk about that all the time with your managers. Oh, so much work.
So much work, just run around all the time.
Yeah, whenever you have a survey to fill, just mark burnout.
Stress very high.
Alrighty. Should we play a game?
Yes, we should play a game. Yes.
Like games.
So for some reason, whenever I think about tech companies, and there is a reason, I think of little cute animals, right? So I thought I will make a little quiz how some tech companies and tech brands relate to animals and what animals. I have 8 simple questions. So, I don't think we need a winner here, but, you can still try.
We need to compete now.
We need to compete.
Where is my mouse jiggler?
But wait until the end of the question, okay?
Okay.
Can we agree?
Yes, we'll agree on that.
Okay, so refined kitten, helix kitten, charming kitten, remix kitten, fox kitten, static kitten. These are all names of one country's state-sponsored hacker collectives. Name the country.
China?
I think Japan.
We need a buzzer.
No?
Kitten. I thought that's a simple one.
Kitten.
I don't get it.
Kitten.
You already mentioned that. You mentioned the animal before. So yeah, it's a cat, but from what country?
Kitten.
Persian kitten.
Is it Russia? But those who have beers, so not
Persia.
Okay.
It's Iran.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
And actually, experts used to call them kittens in the cyber realm. Just showing the low respect for its cyber capabilities. The situation has changed in a few years because they've been investing, in computer network, also hacking capabilities and all that. But all the state sponsored threat actors are still, dubbed in various kitten-related names by different security researchers.
That's very cute.
And that Russia, they are bears. Usually most of the state-sponsored actors are some bear.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So name the animal associated with the Mozilla Foundation. Is it a fox or a dinosaur?
Fox.
Fox.
Wrong.
What?
Yes, it is a dinosaur. You might be thinking about the Firefox browser.
Yes.
Famous for its fox, and a lot of people are often mistaken. And I thought myself that it was a fox until I checked that out, and it turns out it's a dinosaur.
What kind of dinosaur? Is there a particular kind
How are
of
they
dinosaur?
related?
Yeah, I'm
With-
thinking that.
Just a doodle dinosaur.
Just your regular old dinosaur.
I think no one knows too much about Mozilla Corporation outside, Firefox browser.
So they are like a fossil. I'm joking.
Well, yeah, maybe they're that old.
They are old. They are good security-wise. I don't know. They're good. Anyway, it's about animals, not
Yeah.
corporations. Let's not.
We're not doing so good here.
0, 0.
Okay. This character wears a tux and is nearly 30 years old. Name the character and the company it represents.
Where's a tux?
Little animal with a tux. What could it be?
I want to say a skunk, but it's definitely not a skunk.
Tech
Where's the
related. Yeah.
tux?
Okay, it's a bird.
So it's penguin. It's Linux.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. I got one.
Oh, sugar.
For this one, as for many other companies, I tried to kind of find out the history behind the logo, and for many companies there isn't a good explanation. But for this, I don't know if it's a good one, but also there is one, and it is just said that the founder of Linux Torvalds, he's just really fond of penguins and the way they cooperate, and he wanted to create this cooperative atmosphere, at the company. So
That's really adorable.
that's adorable, and I love penguins. Okay, another cat question. So now think of a cat's nose, like the shape it has, and what logo does it remind you of? What
Tesla.
company? Yes,
You're so good at this.
2-0.
Oh, no.
Actually, someone once tagged Elon Musk on Twitter, having come up to this realization, asking, is it true? And he said, yes. But it's not true, actually. It's just a version of letter T, which also resembles just a part of the tire. So that's, not as exciting. But he said yes, so that's a folklore we can believe, right? Okay, this lovely feathered friend was recently killed by tech tycoon. Name the company.
God, I suck at this.
The bird
Feathered
that is no
friend.
longer with us.
Was killed by who? Volt Typhoon? Who?
Tech tycoon.
Oh, Tech Tycoon. I thought you said Volt Typhoon. I got confused.
Okay, the company got rebranded recently, if I can put it in other words. I just wanted to.
Still no clue.
Yeah, no, I have no idea.
Okay, it relates to the previous question then.
Tesla?
Tesla.
His owner.
Musk.
Yes.
Musk.
He killed what?
Oh,
A bird.
X.
Yes.
Yes, Twitter.
Jesus.
Makes sense. Sorry. Wow, that took me so long. Okay, I got one. Woohoo.
There are no more tweets on the
Only-
platform, only X's.
Only X's.
Only X's.
What animal is that? What bird?
I don't know,
Maybe-
just a little tweet.
Just random bird.
Like a kiwi bird, it would remind me like the tiniest
Yep.
bird on earth. Maybe I don't know.
It's Larry the bird. That's all I found.
Oh, he has a name.
He has a
well,
name.
no longer.
No longer, he's dead.
Rip Larry. Okay, another question with a bird. If you ignore this app for too long, its mascot will become sad and old.
Duolingo?
Yes.
Ooh. How cool is that? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, actually, it was a marketing attempt, I guess, because they do spend a lot of, money on very public PR and whatnot.
They do
and
it pretty well.
I think 2 months ago, everyone just started noticing that their Duolingo app, the bird owl went sad. And, the company at first, it wouldn't give any explanations, just wanted to create this probably fuss.
Yeah.
But then in the end, it said that, okay, this is just another way to remind users that they haven't used the app that day, let's say.
They should put cobwebs also.
Yeah. Make a little zombie bird.
Moving on. Flipper Zero is a powerful little Tamagotchi-like device beloved by hackers. Just wait, I want to finish. What animal is living inside it?
Dolphin.
Oh!
Yes.
How could you? Damn it.
Yes, it is a dolphin, and actually you can engage with it like with a Tamagotchi device. So the more you use it, let's say for like emulating keys and remotes, the happier the dolphin is.
Yeah, I love it.
It's kind of weird that the more you hack, the happier
it
your
gets,
little
yeah.
dolphin is. Yeah. One last one. Another pocket companion device recently has received a lot of negative attention.
Rabbit.
I haven't finished,
Sorry.
but yes.
Sorry.
You're cheating.
sorry.
You get no point here.
no.
Oh, yes.
Nessus wins.
Anyway, I tried to dig a story why the name, and I couldn't. It says it's like a pocket companion, but then rabbit wouldn't fit into your pocket, so I don't get like the device fits, the actual like bunny wouldn't. So
Maybe they knew it's dumb.
It's set up to fail from the minute it began.
I'm done with my questions. I think Ernestus wins this one. So
Yeah, well done, Ernest.
hope you enjoyed it anyway.
No, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's move on to some more serious matters, right?
Yes, well, our Ernestus here wrote a smashing article on Apple and whether or not it's going to widen the digital divide.
Yeah, it's not only about the Apple, but in general, tech companies kind of creating a small circle of chosen ones who have the latest devices. Those will be able to access the latest AI features. So Apple has announced the Apple Intelligence. Microsoft has its Copilot Plus, and only the latest devices will be able to run those features. For example, if you have iPhone 14 Pro Max, the best device from the last year, you won't be able to use those new AI features. And also, if you need Copilot Plus, you need to buy a new computer, actually, with a new chip inside, and it will set you back $1,000 or more. So there were already estimations that 90% of current iPhone users won't be able to access the new features.
Yeah, useless. See, useless. iPhone 14.
Yeah,
useless.
Feel the digital divide already.
Well, you have the 15th.
Oh, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm the chosen one now. Yeah, so
The literal divide, right?
Yes,
here.
literally.
yeah. And we are talking about that in the situation where many Americans don't have broadband internet yet. So,
Yeah, that's
and
wild.
It's much worse outside the US, in other parts of the world. So the chosen circle will be even smaller because new AI features will only work in English first, only in America probably. So you won't be able to access them outside. And the main question is probably what will happen if you're late for 2 or 3 years into this train? Will it set you back compared to the ones that have those features or not? Like,
What are those features? As far as I know, they are not that exciting. So they're gonna you get some custom emojis. It's gonna be able to.
draw you a cat and write a poem probably, but
I am only psyched about the Siri on steroids. That's probably
Yeah.
the only feature that I could get, on board with.
So the Siri on steroids, is it just like ChatGPT that you interact with, or is it more than that?
well, when you think about the phone, probably it's more about the communication and multimedia use for sure. But when you're talking about the computer, it's kind of integrated into your whole workflow. If you write an email, it kind of makes it better for you, rewrites, corrects the errors, whatever. If you plan probably for write a document, it can suggest your bullet points or whatever. So it kind of makes you more productive. It's like an AI, like puts you in a place of a manager that has some AI agents working for him. So that may bring some advantages probably, but we don't know for sure. Nobody tested those new features yet.
But more like for corporation and businesses, right? That have like the newest Apple laptops, they might benefit of like being more productive, right?
Even if you're a freelancer or looking for a job, I think it may also help you a lot when writing your resumes, emails, trying to answer or solve some problems you get from the employers. So there is a lot of opportunities and of course a lot of doubt that this is really necessary. Some argue that even the cheapest devices will be able to run those features later. Probably Google is also working on that. That also brings another problem. Like Apple recently, in my opinion, at least, is kind of flirting too much with that planned obsolescence. Like they only introduces those new features in the latest phones. They also are selling new MacBooks with a very little amount of RAM, with no way to upgrade. So this is kind of a e-waste production and kind of forcing you to upgrade each year. And that also...
Do you know that they do have the program for years already where you just pay like a yearly subscription to Apple and you can, choose how many devices, what devices and how often you want to upgrade. So that's just kind of life-long subscription to Apple devices. So let's say you pay, we checked yesterday around like the cheapest, I think fee is like $37 per month. And then you just get a new iPhone, let's say every 2 years, a laptop and whatnot. You just, new
but what
device
happens
comes out.
with an old device?
Well, it ends up in Africa.
in the
Hopefully.
waste.
But I actually thought that this was because they like have better chips, those newer devices, and that's why those devices are able to process that amount of data, because we are talking about the increased usage of data, right? I don't think like older iPhones could just process that amount of stuff.
No, let's talk about that a little bit. For example, Apple said it plans to make all the most important calculations outside the device, like on the cloud. So if you need to generate picture, write some article or whatever, your phone beams that to the server, to the service which is called, I believe, Apple Intelligent Cloud something, then it beams back the result. So what stops them from adding the less demanding tasks to the same cloud? And like maybe that introduces some lag, but having features is better than not having them, I think so.
Well, it's weird. I kind of thought that everything is being done on the device. That's the thing.
Yeah,
but if not, then I don't see a reason. Especially, maybe some older models like iPhone 6, 7. Maybe I get that. It might not function well, but iPhone 14, 13, 12.
Yeah, Apple said that on the device they will have a small AI model, like 3 billion parameters size. That's like 1,000 times smaller than the largest models like ChatGPT. So they still need to rely to the outside infrastructure. So if you rely on that, I see no reason why you couldn't make those smaller tasks on the same cloud.
Well, I guess then we will need to wait for other companies, Chinese companies, to make a more affordable AI features, because now, Apple is kind of not for everyone because of its, high price. So.
Do you both have Apple phones?
I do.
Same.
I don't.
Oh.
So.
Have you a fear of missing out?
No, I don't actually. I couldn't care less, because for me it's this Apple Intelligence, although I don't know the most about it, like from what you've described, it's the same as what everybody else seems to be offering, but it's just kind of amalgamated, it's just combined into one, It sounds like Grammarly has the AI thing that can predict what you're going to say and blah, 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 and there's other things like that boost productivity, that has AI involved. So for me, it just doesn't seem like they're doing anything new.
Apple
Well,
is more
Apple
about
integration
providing
probably.
seamless experience, and I switched to Apple because it's way more intuitive to use. And I loved Siri for a few years because you could I don't know, like give very simple instructions. It would give you weather or something else, right? But then it wasn't getting any smarter and it wouldn't understand me. Now ChatGPT has like way better voice assistant, but Apple is more about making it convenient, just putting food into your mouth, right?
Okay.
And many still argue what will happen in the next 2 or 3 years. How fast will AI develop further? So maybe now those features kind of looks a little bit gimmicky, but maybe the next update will bring something more and more and more, and the gap will widen even more.
Yeah, if they want to make America great again, they shouldn't elect Trump. That's one.
First of all, yeah.
Yeah, but also the internet prices in the US are like extremely high, and what you said, so many people still don't have broadband and internet. So what are we talking about? The shiny devices and the AI capabilities, when it's not for everyone.
But they don't want it to be for everyone. Then I guess it's a certain kind of.
It would be a bad business decision to not sell devices and just reuse the old ones.
I mean, yeah, but it's the same with the Apple Vision Pro, right? They want a certain type of person to be using that. They don't want everyone to be using it, because I think that would be defeat.
But it's just the fourth generation, so it's a definitely expensive prototype. But I think in a couple of years it's gonna be a bit cheaper and better. So
yeah,
we might need to wait.
Wait a little bit. Why not?
Hopefully.
Yes. Well, okay. Thank you very much for listening in and tuning in. Yep. See you soon. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.